So let me go and verify. Today we'll discuss about the restore, how to restore the VM. Okay, using VM level backup. Okay, let me check the what are the backup and what are the restore points available for this VM. See, we have now currently we have 3 restore points. Okay, you can restore with VM using these 3 restore points. Okay. Anything you have doubts to create a recovery service vault or policy? Anything before go for the VM restore?
Yeah, we're good, bro.
Okay, we don't have any doubts. Okay, we'll take the restore. Okay, we're starting. So let me go with the first file recovery. Suppose you have enabled the VM level backup. Okay, so how we have enabled, you have configured and you selected the VM. So now backup is enabled. So you have a restore points. So currently, or we have these 3 days restore points is available. Suppose user is requested to, I need to restore one file in 15th. For that, better we have to create one file, then we can trigger the backup, then we can do. But currently we don't have any custom files, which we don't have any, we have not copied any files here. Okay, let me power on the VM and we'll trigger quickly one backup. Yeah, VM is powered on. So let me log into this VM. So I'm creating in the C drive, I'm just creating one folder, okay? I'm mentioning as a restore. In that I'm creating a folder called snapshot one. So we are going to do some different restore methods. So to identify which restore we are using, so I'm just for reference, I'm creating a folder, okay? I'm sure that I'm creating files. So I created four files, okay, three folders and files. One is to create a new VM using backup, but I created in desktop, okay. And another one I created one is snapshot and a demo. Here I am giving using a snapshot how to restore a VM, okay. And here disk restore. So I have selected the while doing that we are going to retrieving this. So just to identify, I've just created a folder. So I'm just initiating the full backup of this VM now currently. So as per the schedule, backups are running. Okay. So I have done some changes. So I want to trigger now. So it will take this one backup. Let him take. Parallel, we'll discuss other restore methods. Okay. Okay. Let him go. We have like disk level. We have a snapshots actually. So we don't have a like how we have in VMware, how we have a snapshots. We have a VMware, we have a snapshot, right? We can able to take the snapshot to the VM as a backup for if we are doing any activity, any like a patching or any change activity you are performing. So before you start the activity, so you recommend to take a snapshot and proceed with the activity. So if anything had issues while doing this activity, so you have a backup before starting that activity. So you can able to like revert the VM to the previous state. Like before activity state, you can able to bring back to the previous state of the VM using that snapshot backup. Okay, correct. How you are doing that VMware?
Same, whatever you put.
Yeah. So in Azure, we have in the classic, it was their option for the VM level snapshots. But coming to that in the ARM, So we don't have the snapshots from the VM level. Okay, we have snapshot from the disk level. So now we, as I said, we have a snapshots options from the disk level. Okay, now currently we have in the demo VM, and then the selected the disk. If we go for the C drive disk, so sorry, OS disk. Okay, you can see the snapshot option here. Okay, if you want to take a backup, suppose you are doing some activity, either whatever it could be, like you are doing patching, or you are doing VM resize, or you are doing some registry changes of the in the server, or whatever it could be, changing in the local policy configuration in the server, whatever it could be. Okay, if you want to take a reference backup before starting the activity, you can take the any changes, like in the OS level you are going to do any changes in the OS level, so we don't need to take the full VM. So the OS disk, if you take, that's enough for this backup. You don't need to change, because of you are not doing any changes in that data, and we are performing the activity in the voice drive, and like a voice configuration or whatever it could be, you are doing the changes in the voice level, right? So like a patching or whatever it could be, local policies, registries, or whatever it could be, you're doing in the voice drive, right? So you can take a snapshot of OS drive instead of taking for all the drives. So we don't have to VM level backup. So we have a disk level backup as a snapshot. So you can take a snapshot here. So this is the one backup. We can take it as a, this is a one level of backup. Okay. So you can create a snapshot of this disk, OS disk. Okay, click on this. So you can see here, we are giving the subscription and research group, and you are giving the snapshot name here, like a demo VM, sorry, demo VM 01 OS disk snapshot. If you want to give time also fine, or if you give date, it's a like it's the best. You can give the date. What activity, if you have a change in number or request, if you give hyphen or if you give that, so easily you can identify. So for which activity you have created this snapshot. Okay, just to identify that snapshot. Okay, so this way you can give the name. Okay, and here snapshot type, you are going to take the full snapshot backup, you are taking it. Okay, and here you don't have, it won't support the ZRS, so you are selecting as a standard SSD. Okay, and just we are going for creating a snapshot. So these are the important options, and after that this encryption and networking, this tagging, it's not like this is the same like all the options how we are using that. So same option, like networking could select for the enable public access for all networks, and you can use the tags and review it. Okay, and you can create a snapshot for the voice disk. Now after creating a the files like a VM restore, or we have created other files, right, in the C drive. Okay, these files we have created in the folder. So after that you have taken the snapshot. Okay, suppose now you have taken the disk level backup. Now let me go and delete that file. So in this restore folder, in the snapshot demo restore VM using snapshot is there. So I am deleting this file. So I am deleting permanently. Save to delete. Okay, I'm deleted permanently. So you don't have that snapshot in that folder, you don't have file. So by mistakenly I have deleted by shift to delete. Okay. Now this is active. You think like this is the activity you're performing. So by mistakenly the file is deleted. Okay. Now we have a backup. Before deleting that, you have a snapshot backup. You have taken the OS drive in the OS level. You have taken the snapshot backup for this VM. And if you want to restore that file, how we can do that? So this is a file. So what about if you do some changes in the application level or OS level? Same like that. If you do some modification, after that application is not working. Okay, and you are not able to fix that. So your change window is exceeded, but that so you are unable to fix that. So you are going for the rollback method. So whenever you do that in the change, you have the planning, right? Prerequisites and action plan and backup plan. So your change activity during that you are unable to fix, the change is not successful. So the team is asking you to revert the using the backup plan. So what is the backup plan currently? We have a snapshot. Okay. So we have taken the snapshot. So this is your snapshot, correct? From using the snapshot backup, how we are going to restore that? Currently we are sampling this file is deleted, but you currently now that file creating that file which you have deleted, that's impacting your application. So application is down. You want to revert it back to that previous state. So we have only snapshot level, snapshot backup. So how we can do that? Okay, that we are going to perform. So this is the case. Okay, I'm giving the scenario. I'm creating a scenario, and I'm going to how I'm going to fix that now. So once you created a snapshot, if you want to restore that using a snapshot, if you want to restore that VM to the previous state, you have to using the snapshot. You can't do restore VM to the previous state. For that, you have to create as a disk. Okay, you have to create as a disk. You have to do that. So using that snapshot, you have to create a disk. So I'm creating from that snapshot. I'm creating a disk now. Okay. So once I click the create a disk, so we have a subscription and resource group, and I'm giving the disk name. Okay, demo VM 01. If it don't work here, OS disk. So I'm giving as a disk. Before one I've given as a what I given demo OS disk snapshot. Now this is demo VM 01 OS disk. I'm giving as a disk. That is a snapshot, and this is a disk. Okay, I'm giving the data. So okay, and I'm going to create here. Okay, that is 127, right? So normally it will come that 128 GB, 02 it will come that. So you make sure that should be 127 GB. Okay, that's fine. It's showing that premium. You see that it's showing the premium. Okay, you should not create a premium. Why means your disk is standard HDD. See, your VM is standard HDD storage type. While creating a disk, the disk should be in standard HDD only. Okay, click OK. Guys, you got it what I'm doing here.
Yes, bro.
So while creating a snapshot, while creating a disk, you should select the same storage type. Here, that's why I'm selecting size of the storage is the same standard HDD. Okay, if he has a premium, you can't restore that time. While restoring option, this disk it won't be available to select because of that VM only support SSD standard HDD. If you create a disk with the premium or SSD, the disk won't be available to restore. So that's why this while doing this restore using a snapshot, you have to make sure that while creating a disk from snapshot, verify the storage type and choose the same. Okay, and we have verified and what we are the current VM, what storage type we have selected. So we are just creating, we are creating. Yeah, I'm just creating. So now disk is created. Okay, let me go for disk. I'm just verifying. It's an test standard SSD 27 GB. Yep, fine. So this disk is not managed, means it's not attached to anyone. It's been unattached in the same region. So I'm fine with this disk. Okay. Now, how you are going to restore it? Okay, let me go for the VM. So once you come here, if you want to restore, you have to stop this VM. Because of restore means how we are doing, we are swapping the disk here. So what we did is, we are using before activity, the deleting file, we have taken the snapshot. Okay. So then we have deleted that file. Okay. To restore now, we are permanently deleted. If we want to restore that file, what we have option? We have only snapshot backup. So for the restore, from the snapshot, we have created a disk. From the disk, we are going to swap that. So that way you can able to bring back to the previous state of this VM. See how we can bring back. Okay, let me go and stop this VM. So we can do directly to swap. It will take, it automatically will stop and it will swap. So maybe chances it will be a problem. So that is, we can do it straightforward. That is not recommended, but always we can stop and do that. That is a good like a recommendation. So I'm just initiated for the VM stop. Okay. When I'm asking the questions, I will ask the process also, each step. Okay. If you simply you're telling, I will do the restore. If someone is asking you, give me the high level steps, how you can perform that. So you suppose you should be give the high level and low level steps also. Okay, that way you have to be prepared. Yeah, now VM is stopped. So go for the disk, select the disk option in the VM. Okay, and you can see, so currently this is the disk. Okay, you see that what is the disk currently it's available. So this is the disk name. Okay, and now we are going to swap the disk to bring back the VM to the previous state. So for that, I'm click on the swap OS disk, and here you are going to select the disk. So what is the disk? Your disk, this is the one which you have created from the snapshot, right?
Yes, bro.
You see the disk name, this OS, sorry, VM OS disk 1604/2022. So this is the disk you have created, and you are going to give the name of this virtual machine, which VM you are going to do this. You are doing it, so you're giving that VM name here. Okay, and click OK, and it will be in 5 to 10 seconds. It's going to be swapping the disk. You see, where this swap is completed. You can see, but it is not reflected here. Okay, go and refresh here. See, now where is this case? Change it. Correct. We have replaced the this using the previous state of the VM. Okay, and go and power on the VM now. Now, why we are doing it this? What we are going to achieve while restoring this currently in our lab?
Whatever we deleted the files need to be restored.
Yeah, for the deleted file, we are going to be restoring. We are going to be restore that deleted file. So same way, so this is the lab, right? So we can't provision the application. We can bring down the application. So we are just testing with the files. Okay. So same cases, if it happened from the application or files or data, whatever could be. So this is the one option we can bring back VM if we have a snapshot backup. Okay. So if you trigger
Okay.
if you trigger the VM level backup, it will take a long time. I mean to say, it will take if you trigger that, it will to taking a full backup. It will take based upon the VM sizes. It may take 2 hours or 3 hours. Okay. So for this activity, if you want to perform any activity, so you can go and take the snapshots also. That's not a wrong. So daily that the
Okay.
enable for the daily backup, and if you want to perform any activity and you want to take a reference point of that VM as a backup, then you can take the snapshot for this VM before starting the activity. For a reference, if you have anything goes wrong, you can bring back the VM using that backup, the snapshot backup.
Regularly, how many days after we'll delete this snapshots, bro?
So
If
this
we take for any for patching activity exam.
the disk snapshot is not being going to retain, like I mean to say, based upon the retain policy or something. This is the custom you're taking, right? So until you delete it manually, it will be lying there only. So once you take the snapshot, you have to delete it. So otherwise, until that snapshot backup will be there.
So post activity we can delete if the application
Yeah.
everything is good.
First activity, if you find that VM doesn't have any issues, it looks fine, it's healthy of the applications, everything. So you are comfort with that, and once you confirm the application team, everything looks fine, then you can proceed for the deletion. Okay.
Okay.
So now see the VM able to take the RTP. Okay. And let me go and see that that file it's there or it's available or not. Okay. You can see. You can
Yes.
able to see, right?
Yeah.
So in that way, you can bring the back the VM into the previous state before activity or whatever it could be. So this is the one method you can able to like restore the VM using a snapshot. Okay, and let me go and see that the previous backup is completed, which have run it VM level backup. Let me see. I don't think so it will completed, and we'll do another method also.
Okay.
The backup is student's backup, which I have triggered now, still is running actually. So previous backup, it was taken, the duration is 21 minutes. And the daily backup, okay. And this backup is taking more than that, it will take more than that actually. This is a full backup. Okay.
So daily VM is getting to backup at particular sometime. If for example any issue is there in the VM and backup is not happening, how to identify that?
You have to enable the monitoring. If the backup is failed, you will get the notification. You have to see that. You have to enable the monitoring for that.
Okay.
How if VM backup is failing, then it should be a notification. How you can't check manually on each VM, right? So the monitoring has to be.
Yeah, it will create any alerts or any incidents to occur.
We can create the
Mhm.
for that. So once incident is created, so the respective team will go in to take care for that. So what is the issue?
Okay.
Okay, let me go and discuss the other options. What are the options we'll discuss and let it completed, then we'll do that tab. Okay. So let me go to restore VM. So now currently, so we are going for the VM restore method. So once you go for the restore, if you want to restore a VM, in that particular VM, you can go for the backup. Okay, select the backup, and here in the top we have see that backup now and restore VM. You can click on the restore VM option, and here it will ask you the select the restore point. So from which day backup you want to use to restore this specific VM. Okay, and if you go and select the backup, so which the backup restore point. So currently I want this one 15th. Okay, I'm selecting this and click OK. Here we have restore configuration two types. One is create a VM and replacing existing. Let me go and talk about create VM. If you go for create VM, you can see that below are the options to create a VM. Okay. Once you in this restore configuration, in we have two types. One is create a new virtual machine or restore disk. So what is these two options? The restore types. So these are the restore types under the restore configuration. Okay. So here we have two. One is create a new virtual machine and restore this. So if you select this one, you have to give the VM name. So you are going to create a new virtual machine using this backup point. This from this backup, you are going to create a new virtual machine. For that, you have to enter the new VM name, demo VM 02. I'm giving 02, and here this VM is going to this VM want to create in which resource group. So you want to select that. If you want to same resource group or different resource group, you have to select that where you want to create the VM using from this backup, and you are selecting the resource group where you have to create, and this is the VM and which what is the virtual net. Okay, that virtual network and subnet you have to select. Okay, so using this backup, new VM is creating in this resource group in this virtual network and subnet. And what is this staging location? This staging location need a one storage account. Okay, why you need a what is the staging location? In the sense, while restoring this VM. So the right, the backups, where is storing the backups here? Where the backup?
Recovery vault
Sorry?
as a restore points.
No, where is storing that? Backups, where is storing?
Storage location.
What is the storage location?
Staging location.
What is staging location? Backups are storing in the recovery vault, right?
I told you that, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I will do recovery vault. In the recovery vault, as a restore point, they'll store.
Yeah. So the backup will store, you should tell backup will store in the recovery vault. Okay. So once the backup is there in recovery vault and you are creating a VM, right? Using that. So the files will move from recovery vault to the storage account, the configuration file. From this storage account, the VM will get spin. Okay. While creating a VM, the files will sit here. So that way you will call it as we need a standing location. Sorry, staging location. So while restoring that, the VM files will sit in the storage account and then we'll create a VM. Okay, for this you need a staging location. For that you are going to select that one storage account. Okay, for that you need a this staging location. Okay, for these are the options we have to select the for create a virtual machine. So using this same VM, you are going to create with the different host name in the same resource group and same VNAME. Okay, you can click here. The VM is going to create a new VM. But what cases you will go for the create a new VM? Maybe if user is asking that the VM is crashed, so you want to or the application is not working, they're asking us to create with a new VM using that backup. But here we have a concern actually. While restoring a VM, like while creating a new VM using that existing backup, you can't create with the same host name because of the VM is already existed. So you can't create the new VM with the same host name. We have to use the different host name. Okay. If you delete it, then you can do that. Okay. If you not delete it, okay, you can't create with the same host name. That is one point. And one more point is, if your application is not working, their team is asking us to restore. So until stop that VM, at least you should stop that VM. Without stopping, you can't create a new VM. That's different host also you can't create. That is not the requirement. Why? So here I said two cases here. You are creating a new VM. You can't create with the same host name. This VM demo demo VM01 you can't create using this backup. You can't create with the same host name because of resource names are identical. It should be unique. If you give one, it won't take. It will fail while creating that. Okay, so you have to give 02. If you want to create in different resource group, you can create. Means in the same resource group you can't create. Or you understand, bro?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you are creating a VM. Sorry, you are creating a VM. Can you hear me?
Yes, bro.
So there was a disturb. Okay, so here 2 points is you can't create with the same name in the same resource group. If you want, you can create it. But the OS level, what is the name? You are using the restore from the existing VM, right? So what is the OS name there? Host name of the server?
So demo VM01.
Sorry,
Demo VM01.
01.
Asking voice name, bro.
I'm asking, you are restoring the VM from the backup, right? So that backup VM, what is the host name? What is the OS name?
Yeah, we demo V1, which one having that OS, that have OS, it will come here.
Yeah. So that's why if we are creating new VM using the backup, you should not create when that VM is running state. Existing VM, demo VM01 is if running, we should not create a new VM with a different host name also. Because of this is the Azure display name only 02. When you restore, if you log into this VM, in the OS level, the VM name is demo VM01 only. So that's why until you running this demo VM01, you should not create using that backup. You can't create VM with a different name also. Because of why you should not create that? Because of that VM is in domain, right? So if you create with the same name, it will be a conflict of the domain. So one of the VM it goes down because of that VM is already running. If you create with this, so you VM you can able to restore, okay, with this name, but RDP won't work because of that trust relationship errors will come. So you can't take the RDP. So that's why. So whenever you want to take the backup from that backup, you want to restore the VM. So from the existing VM backup, so that VM should be in stop state at least, or if you delete it, that's also fine. So based on your case, if you want to restore VM from the existing VM, the backup, what is the currently backup? This backup, you are going to create a new VM. When you're going to create a new VM, the existing VM should be in stop state. Then only you can create a new name, display name. Okay, but coming to the voice level, it is the 01 only because of you're taking from the backup of that VM, right? So voice level it is been VM 01 only. Okay, this is only Azure portal display name. Okay, and one more thing, if you want to create with the same host name, okay, then you have to delete the existing VM. You should not require stop. You have to delete the completely. You have to delete that. Then you can create with the same host name. Okay, now let me take it this case. So we are creating a new VM with a different host name. Okay, I'm proceeding to create a VM now. Okay, we have any doubts here now?
What about IP address? IP address also it will give same as originally.
How? We are creating a new VM, right? Why it will come the same IP? We are defining the different. Sorry, we are again we are giving while creating a VM. We are assigning the VNet and the subnet, right? So available IP it will take it. So the configuration it will come. I mean to say OS everything it will come, but host name everything will come the same, but IP it won't come.
IP is different.
IP will be different. That's why we what are the required we are selecting here. The resource group and VNet and subnet we are selecting because of that only.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm going to click on to restore now. Okay. Let me check.
Actually, your voice is breaking.
I'm just verifying that the existing backup is completed or not. Okay. So update is completed and I'm showing is going on. What will go? Okay, I'm proceeding with restore. Okay, I'm clicking here restore. So we are creating using the backup, using the restore point. We are creating a new VM. Okay.
So whatever we 01 having same configuration, it will come in 02, right?
Yes, same.
Okay.
Only display name it will be changed. Azure portal display name will change because of you have defined the new name, but in the OS level, if you log into the OS level, everything is comes as the same replica of the VM01. Because of you using the VM1 demo VM1 backup only, right? So exact copy will come. But Azure display name only it's going to change because of you can't create with the existing VM name until that VM still is in existed. So you can't create that. That's why we are creating a new VM name. So I'm just showing that if you want to create a new VM using the existing backup, how we can do that. So this way you can able to trigger that. If you want to create the from the backup restore point, if you want to create a new VM, so this way you can able to create it. Okay. So, but that recommendations I'm giving. So, if you want to create in the same resource group, the host name should be not the same, should be in different. If you with the same host name, if you want, then you have to create in the different resource group. Okay. Now it's been the backup is triggered. Okay. Sorry, the restoration is triggered. So just will keep monitor. It will give you the estimated time of that restore. You can see, right? This is the restore job. Okay. Let me go for the view details. You can see here the restoring process, how much time it will take. So it's already completed 5%. Okay. It's giving the remaining 10 minutes to complete this.
A small dot pro.
Yeah.
We told that if we want to restore a VM with same display name, that should be another resource group, right?
If you want a same resource, so where current VM is, where is in which resource group is there. If you want to create in there, then you have to delete the existing VM. Because of the same host name, it won't allow you to create. Because the host name it's been identical. Unique host name should be. If you want to create,
So I mean,
yeah.
Actually, my point is, if yeah, it's a different resource group. If I want to create another resource group, there also we have to give different name only, not existing one, right?
You can give the existing name. You can give it. The resource group will change, right? You can give that.
That is I'm asking. So okay, we are giving another resource name. I mean, in the another resource group, we are giving same VM name,
Yeah.
Azure display name.
You can give that.
Okay. Okay. And one more doubt is, if we create restore VM in the same resource group with a different Azure display name, after deleting the original VM, we can assign same Azure display name to the restore one. And also, if we want, we can assign same IP to the restore one also, right?
Yeah, we can assign the same IP. If you want to create with the same host name, with the same resource group, it not allow, one point. And second point, if you want to restore with the same name, then you have to create the VM in the different resource group. Okay, if you want to assign the same IP, then you can make them that IP in the remove that IP from that existing VM, and you can take that IP to the new created VM. That also is possible. Okay, but if you want to restore the same VM in the same resource group, then you have to delete that before restoring. And one more case is, if you want to restore in different resource group also, but that existing VM should not run.
Should be power off.
Power off because of that VM is in domain, right? So existing VM also is domain,
Yeah.
and while restoring VM also should be in domain. The host name should be in conflict. So the trust relationship error will come. So the VM can't authenticate with the domain. So you can't able to log in. So login it won't work. Okay, that's why While creating a VM with the same VM in the different resource group or same resource group, anyhow it won't work. If you're trying to restore in different host name in different resource group, or in this resource group we are using for the different host name, then existing VM should be in stop. Or I want to delete, then I have to restore, then you can delete it, and with the same name you can restore it. So that's fine.
Bro, actually your voice little bit breaking, bro.
I think today the internet is my internet is not working, so I connected from my mobile internet. Maybe that because of that.
Okay.
But you can understand, right?
Yeah, we can understand, but
Only lagging,
between. Yeah, that's
okay. Okay, now it's restoration job is completed. Okay, you can see, right?
Yeah.
Transfer the data from vault. So this is what we're talking. Okay, while doing this task, it will be landing to the storage account, and from there it's creating the it will restore the VM. Okay, it's creating a VM. Okay, if you go for here and go and see the VMs. You can see now demo VM01 and demo VM02. You have two VMs.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me go and try to log in demo 2 also. So currently already you are in that demo VM01. Okay. Now I am going to log in demo VM2. Then what is the username here to log in?
Same username and password.
Azure admin.
You can see. So the restore folder is not there, right? Why is not there?
Yes. Because we restored the VM to the yesterday one.
Yeah, yesterday one we have restored. 15th backup we have restored. So that's why. So we don't have that restore folder and file. And the desktop one also we have created one. So that also is not available. So that way you can see, right? So that way you can able to confirm that it's been restored to previous state. Okay. Let me go. Let me verify one more thing. You see, So this is the host name, but you are in which VM?
Demo VM02,
Then what is the host name?
demo VM01.
See, what is the host name here?
Demo VM01.
And here you have a restore folder, right? And you have
Yeah.
these files. But in the
Yeah.
same VM, you don't have here that files. Correct. Same VM, you have
Yes.
different states. Okay. So that
Yeah.
way you can able to restore the VM. But here the display name is in the portal 0 VM2 and OS level is VM01 because of you have taken the from your restore the VM using this, so the OS level it will be the same. Okay.
Okay.
This is the way you can able to restore. If you want to, because of normally in the our cases when you are supporting the in the office, right? We should not. We won't prefer this should be running. Well, you creating a new VM with the same host name, this VM should be in stop state. Then only you have to create this VM. Okay,
Okay.
or it should be deleted. Okay,
Okay.
so this way we can restore the VM. Okay, now let me go for another method. Let me go for let me go for backup. Okay, let me go for restore VM. Okay, now again I'm going to go for the restore VM and I'm selecting the VM state. Okay, now I'm selecting the same 15th date. Okay, I'm clicking. Before that, let me see that the backup is completed. Then we'll try that only. Okay, we'll see if it's completed or not. Still, it is backup is progress. Okay. Okay. We'll take then a different restore point. So I'm going to select the restore point here. That's I'm taking the same like a 15. Okay. I'm selecting that 15th backup, yesterday's backup. And here in the restore configuration, I'm choosing the same, create a VM. Sorry, create a new. Okay. And here I'm selecting the restore disk. I'm not allowing to create a new VM. Okay. I'm selecting as a disk. Here you are selecting that resource group where these disks are going to restore. Okay, and same like that you are going to select the staging location where that backups has to be land and to create a restored disks. Okay, so what this option is going to do is it's not going to create a VM. So but what are the disks it was available when this backup is taken? So those all the disks it's going to be restored in this resource group. Which resource group we are selecting? In that resource group all the disks is going to be restored like how the disk it will be, right? It's not going to attach it. Okay, it's just going to restore as a disk. Let me show you how it will work that. Before that, let me go for this resource group and see what are the disk is currently available, and we'll see post restoring that what are the disk will come as available. Okay, guys, are you understanding?
Yes, bro, clear.
Shit. So I'm going to that VM resource group. So I'm verifying that before restoring what are the disks is available in this resource group. So based upon that, I'm going first restore. I'm going to verify that what disk is going to be available. Okay. I'm going for the resource group of this VM. Now you can see. So how many disks is available here? Only 1 and 2. What is the other VM? Yeah, sorry, not 1 and 2. Let me show you. So total we have 2 VMs. Okay. And this is a snapshot. This is a recovery valve. This is a public IP of the VNA. This one, Destian, private endpoint. And these are the NICs. One is private endpoint, and one is one another VM, and one second VM. Okay. So how many disks do we have here? Total 3 disks we have. One is existing VM, 2 OS disk we have. Sorry, total 3 OS disk. So this is one VM, VM1, and this is VM2. This is we have swapped with this, right? So this is extra disk. This is not in the attached to the VM. Okay.
Yeah.
We have 3 disks. 3 are OS disks, correct? You can see that currently this is the one. This is a like a 1640, and this is a different time, date and time. You can see here is it's code game. Sorry, it's the same day, but you see, right? While restoring, it will come like this, the code 023001 like this. But you can see it's the same date, 16/04/2022. Okay. So currently we have a 3 disks. Okay, this is unattached to any VM, unattached disk, and this is attached to VM1, and this is attached to VM2. Okay, total we have 3 disks. Now I'm going to restore a disk. Okay, I'm selected this restore point and selected a restore type is a restore disk. While using this restore disk, only disk is going to restore, not from the new VM. Okay, and selecting that resource group and staging location. If you want to restore in different resource group also, you can do. So because of when we want to go for the restore disk, I want to show you. So that's why I'm selecting the same resource group and I'm just clicking the restore. Just getting that restore disk is in progress. Now restore trigger is completed. Let me go on the track that the backup, sorry, restoring process is completed or not. Okay, it looks like it's completed. You go here. Yeah, it's completed. Go into the resource group. You can see how many disks do you have now?
4.
So you have only that VM have only 1 disk, right? So that's why you have restored only 1 disk. If that restore point have 5 disks, so like this, it's going to create a 5 disks. Okay, you see. So this is the restore disk now. If you want to verify, I can verify. I can show you. This disk looks like it has been unattached. See, unattached. Same. See what is the current configuration? Everything it will come as a same disk. Okay. So that way you can restore a disk. So then what is the use of while restoring a disk in the sense? If you restore a disk now using a restore method, once now currently you have a OS disk here. Okay. Now current VM if this disk you can swap to this VM, this VM, any VM you can able to swap this. Okay, so currently this VM is faulty. You can do the VM restore. Okay, sorry, disk restore. Well, once you restore the disk, you can swap with the existing VM. So that way you can bring back the VM from the using restore disk method also. So what you did using the snapshot? So you have a backup as a snapshot. You have that snapshot backup. So using the snapshot, you created a disk. From the disk, you have swapped the OS disk to bring the VM to back state. So same like that, you have a VM level backup, okay, and you have an issue in the OS configuration, whatever having some issue. So you don't need to bring restore complete VM, okay. You can restore as a disk. Suppose which normally nowadays we are all like a best recommendation option is restore disk method only. Why in the sense, suppose your VM is crashed, you have a VM level backup, you don't want to create a new VM. Okay, we have a, if you want to create a new VM, we have a conditions, right? Like prerequisites should be applicable. The VM should not be running. The VM should be deleted. It should not be the same host name. So these concerns we have, right? To overcome that, we should not be worried about if you go for the disk restoration. If you go for the disk restoration, the disk will get restored in that resource group. And if it's a OS only is the problem, right? You can go the swap with the OS disk. But here the in the sense, it's not only for the single disk. If you select the restore point, so that time what are the VM have the disks, all disks will get restored here. Okay, which disk you want, you can take it. If you want to, you can. If you want to attach the data disk also, you can attach the data disk also. Okay, if you want to bring back the OS to the previous state, so you can swap with this using this OS disk. So that way you can bring back. So you don't need to create a new virtual machine. Okay, and you don't need to do that stuff actually. So this is the currently this is the best method. You can restore the VM into the previous state. You have a VM level backup. Guys, do you understand? Hello.
Yes, bro. Understanding.
Yeah. So when we have a using this restore disk method, so easy to once the restore disk is completed, you can go for the selected VM. Okay, which VM you want to restore? So swap this OS disk. Then you can bring back the VM to the previous state. Okay, you want to, there is a data changes also. Then what you have to do? You go for that VM, remove the existing disks. Remove the existing disk. Once you have a disk here, if you want to attach, let me attach it here also one disk. Okay, now we have a other disk here, right? This is a OS disk, right? This is the one which we have restored now. If you want to attach, you can look like normally if we have disk is attached, it will be there. Like this is a disk, okay? This is a data disk. It looks like that. Now, if you have restored this VM, when you have restored, two disks came into that specific resource group. If you want to complete VM, you want to replace, also you can swap with the OS disk. If you want to use the data disk also, you want to replace, then you remove this disk and go for the attach, and what is the restore disk, you can select the restore disk and click on save. That way you can replace the data disk also. Okay, OS disk you can use the swap, and you can select the what are the disk you want to swap, and you can select that disk and you can swap with the OS disk. So this way you can restore the VM to the previous state using a restore disk method. Okay, now do you understand what is the snapshot restore? What is the VM, create a new VM using backup and restore disk method? So these are the three methods you can able to bring back the VM to online, or we can we can able to restore the previous state of the VM. Okay, now let me go to the, sorry.
Yeah, okay, bro.
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, tell me. I agreed you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now we have another method. Now I don't want to create a new VM. I don't want to restore a disk, and I want to, there is an option called, if you go now currently, yeah. So let me go for the restore VM. I will explain you that method. Okay. Select that restore point from which restore point you want to use. Select that any backup. Okay. Based upon your requirement, which restore point you want to change of the date and time. And here we have discussed about the restore configuration of create new. Both we have create new virtual machine and restore disk we have completed. Now we are going for the third option. Replace existing disk. Existing means you are not going to restoring a disk and you are not going to swap that. Okay, you are using the replacing existing means it's going to replacing disks of the virtual machine. Suppose your VM is crashed and you want to replace all the disks for the previous state of the VM. I don't need about the specific OS disk or data disk. I want everything to be rolled back the complete VM. Then you can select this replace existing disk and you can select that landing zone and you can click the restore. So what is the current VM disk will get removed and it will attach to the I mean to say it will replace with the this when the VM the backup state, what is the disk is the current backup is available, the disk state. So that state that state the VM is going to be bring back to the while replacing this disks. So that way it will use for this. So when we want to custom, I mean to say you are going to restore disk and you want to bring only OS disk only you want to bring, you don't need to data disk, that we can use. Otherwise if you restore this you can do the data also. It's been one 10 seconds or 15 seconds job. You can use that or you can use this also. If you want to complete, VM has to be replacing. So both options you can use it. Okay, both are going to be replacing this. Before this option is replacing existing replaced with the existing VM, it is there. Now they have replaced with the replace existing and it's coming as a replace this. Okay, so this way you can able to replace the all the disks while clicking restore. So you don't need to do the manual job. If you select this and you can select the restore disk, then you restore disk will restore, but you have to go manually and you can need to attach the disks and the data and OS disk you have to swap it. So that way you can bring back the VM. Okay, if you use this method, if automatically it will replace the disk from this state. Okay,
So for replace existing method, pre-request is VM should be off.
yeah. So all the cases when you performing that task should be VM should be enough. But this case, when you choose this restore disk, while restoring VM disk should not be stopped. Only swapping time only you need a downtime.
Okay.
Disk you don't need to downtime. Okay, only swapping time only you need a downtime. But you go here while restoring, replacing everything, it will be a long period. So entire long period downtime you need. Maybe it's been TBs of data and data disk and OS disk, then it will be a take large time, maybe 3 hours, 2 hours, 4 hours also it will take. So those many hours it will VM is going to be in downtime. Okay, so that's why most cases will prefer restore disk methods. Okay, so this is important method which we can follow. If you want to, someone asks you to bring back the VM to the previous stage using the VM level backup. Okay.
Okay.
So we have, if you restore the disk, we have multiple options. If you want to, you can replace the data disk. If you want, you can do it. If it doesn't want, we can ignore it. If you want to only bring back to the OS disk, then you can swap with the OS disk and you can bring back to the previous state. Okay.
Yeah.
And if you want to both the disks also, you can do in the same in the restore disk. You don't need to go for the this replacing disk option. Okay. So currently this is the familiar option. Most cases, no one will go for the VM creation now. We'll go for restore method only. Okay.
Okay.
So now we have restored the disks. Okay. Already I told you the how to swap. So that's why I didn't tell you here how to swap. We have restored a disk, right? If you want, I can do it, but I'm just looking that if you have any difference of the VM,
So,
we could have done it that. Okay.
So OS disk should be swapped, data disk should be attached and removed.
Yes, attach and detach.
Sorry, attached.
Okay.
Okay.
Any doubts now? How many options I told you? One method is snapshot. The snapshot backup only will use as an instant backup. So whenever you want, you can take it. Instantly, you can take as a snapshot. It will 5-10 second job. So you can take it. The time it won't take much time. It will just take the snapshot backup. Okay. If you go and take the VM level backup, it will take the huge time based upon the size. It will take 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 or 7 hours also it will take. Okay, you want to see the based upon the previous job duration, you can estimate at the so how much time it will take for if you trigger the VM level backup. Okay, if someone asks you, so normally if I run the VM level backup, how much time do you require to complete that VM? Okay, if you can go with the previous job which is run, right, it's taking the duration. You can take it that actually. See, previously it's taken 1 hour. Sorry, what is this? Today's backup. Huh?
Under some
Yeah,
minutes.
see, previous backup it take only 21. So this but now if you trigger manual backup, it's taking 1 hour.
Yeah.
So normally it will take 100 GB or something. It will take 1 hour, 1.5 hour, 2 hours.
Depending upon the VM size.
Yeah. If it take number of disk data disks also, then it will take huge time. Okay. So that way you have it will take more time. That's why if you want to perform any like a task in the OS, if you want to be safely, you want to be if you want to take a one kind of backup, then preferably you can take a snapshot and you can perform the task, and you can, if you have any issue, using the snapshot you can restore the VM to the previous state. Okay, that is one method as a backup and restore method. And what about other method? So other two methods is we have other methods like a create a new VM or restore a disk or replace with restore disks. Sorry, replace disks. So these three methods also you can use. Okay. So these are the restoration methods. 4 methods which we follow for normally. The best recommendations is the 2 options: the snapshot for any like BAU operations you are performing the task, you can prefer the snapshot, or if you have a time, then you can go for the VM level backup. Okay, you can trigger the VM level backup and it should be safe. Both are safe. It doesn't matter. Okay. But always
But VM level backup will take much time. So because we are going to perform a task, it will take much time. So our time will be there. Right?
If you have any some migration, sometime some big implementation you're doing from application team, they're doing it. So for that they want to they don't want to be a snapshot, they want to be VM level backup. So you ask them this much time it will be calculated, and it's required minimum last jobs running at 3 hours or 2 hours. Maybe more than that, it maybe 30 or 40 minutes. It will be a buffer time of about that. Okay, and it will take this much time. If you give that, we'll trigger the VM level backup as a backup point. Then you can start your activity. Post your activity. If anything goes wrong, post activity, like if nothing is fixed in activity, then we'll restore the VM using that backup point. So that way we can recommend. Okay, these are the 4. But restore disk and snapshot restore method is the 2 are the very powerful. So normally powerful in the sense that only we can use for the normal cases. Okay.
Okay.
And we have another one, file recovery. Suppose now this we have discussed only entire something VM, some OS is crashed, we are unable to take the RDP, our application goes down. So these 4 methods we are used to, we can perform and we can bring back. Suppose one of my file is missing. Okay, I mean to say from yesterday, one of the file is missing. Okay, user is asking you to restore that. So how we are going to restore that file? So now we are for single file restoring, we are not going to prefer the VM restore, right? So thing is also going to be rolling back if you go for the VM restore. So for single file, you are not bringing the VM state back, right? So if you want to restore a file level, so what is the option to restore the file level backup? So we have here the option called the file recovery. So if you click on the file recovery, same way you have to select the restore point here. You can see here we have to select the restore file. So like this, you can select that what is the available. Let me check if this final backup is completed or not. Sir. If that completed, I want to show you the file level backup. That's why I'm checking actually.
Yeah, bro. Can you delete any one file and replace with file recovery?
Yeah, that's why. See,
Because we are also receiving so many scenarios like this. We are routing to backup team.
that backup has to complete. No, that's why my concern. The backup still is running. The restore point should be available, right?
Yeah.
The backup is not completed yet. Okay. Let me show you that option. Let parallel if you complete it, we can try. Otherwise, we can try it tomorrow. No problem. Okay.
Okay.
So now, just I'm giving example. I want to show you. Okay. Now I want to restore one specific file on that this day 16. This day I want to restore one file. Or I'm going for 15 from this today's 16, right? So yesterday's file I have deleted. So before backup, I observed that what user has observed that before my backup, VM lab backup before 15th, the file it was there. After the backup, it was not there. Maybe we can use this 15th backup and we can check that we can able to retrieve or not. So I'm checking this as per the confirmation of the requester. I'm checking this. I'm selecting this restore point as a 15. I'm going here. I'm selecting this restore point. I'm going for the next. And here the second option is download the script and browse and recover the file. So what is this option in the sense? So here we are going to download the PowerShell script here as a file. Okay. Once you download this file, the password will get generated here. Okay. Once this password is generated, then you download a script, you have to run. Okay. You have to run the PowerShell script. It will ask you to the password to log in, like accepting that, and is asking to, it will ask you the password to enter. So while entering this password, what the password is generated here, while paste that password, when you click, you submit that, when the VM state is this time, what was the VM state of 15? So that state, all the disks will going to mount to your VM where you are running this PowerShell script. Suppose this PowerShell script you are running your local machine, your this VM state, what was the VM state of this time, how many disks are there, so all the disks will get mounted to your laptop. From there you can copy that file, which file it was missing, you can go and check that path and you can copy that file and you can restore to the, restore means copy and paste, like you can share the network, right, and you can paste into that current location where it is missing. From there you can place it. So that way you can recover the file using the file recovery. If suppose any one folder or file is missing, using this file recovery, you can able to retrieve. So how that it works. So that's why I want to show you that file level. I want this should be finish it. Okay, fine. So how now I have selected the restore point. I'm clicking to download that PowerShell script. Okay, let download that PowerShell script file. And now see it's generating the password here. And third option is it will show you, now it's showing as a grayed out as an unmount disk, right? Once this run the script and you enter the password, this will be like it show as a mount, means this all the drives of this VM, it's going to be mount in this VM. Okay, once you mount this, you have to pay for this disk which are mounted. See, is mounted, is asking us to unmount. So this is the password. So this is the download script is ready. I'm just clicking download. Okay, this is the password. I'm just copying. Okay, this is my password which it was generated, and I downloaded. This is the file, the PowerShell script file that it's created as a exe, that PowerShell script. Okay, I have downloaded. Once downloaded, you are going to, let me go and show you. So this is what the downloaded file. Okay, you can see today's date. Okay, once downloaded, you can right click and run it, or you can run as administrator also, doesn't matter. Okay. So I'm running as a run as administrator. I'm running it. Okay. It will ask you for the proceed to click yes. Okay, I click yes. See, to open here, and it will ask for the password. Can you see guys screen? Hello.
Yes, bro.
Yes.
So asking the password, click here and enter. Okay, now see the directory was created successfully. Okay, and it's going to show you the ISKC. It's going to be connected to ISKC connector. It will show you that the status, how it's going to mount here. So it's asking to enter to yes. Yeah. If you have any old sessions, it's going to verify and is disconnecting. And before that, I want to show you that what is the current drives is mounted. You can see. So this is my current drives. Okay. Once it's mounted, it will show you other drives. Okay. C, D, E, and there is a two share network drives. It's going to mount other drives. Okay. And it's asking to yes. See, it's connecting use the recovery point using ISKC service. So connection is success, and it's going to be attaching the volumes for the recovery points. So what is the recovery point which you choose? It's going to attach that as a volume into your VM. It will show number. It will show that which drive letter is attached. I think there is some issue. It's not attached. Looks like. You can see now, guys. Can you see now? We have a F drive
Yes.
and G drive. So this is a temporary drive, and this is the C drive of the server. Okay.
Oh, yes.
Okay, that's way you can able to mount the drives, and you can open that. You can copy that files. Okay, you can see C drive files, users, Windows, program data. Okay, if suppose this is a data drive, and you can copy that file. Okay, any specific file. Okay, Azure admin. Okay, if you want any specific file, you can copy that file, and you can paste into the network drive. Which VM, in which VM that file is missing in that path. So you can copy that file to that specific location, and you can unmount this. What is the mounted volumes? You can unmount it. So this is my local mission. So it's taking time actually to open it. So this way, like if you want to copy the folder or file or whatever it could be, you just right click and copy and paste to your desktop machine, and you can share, or you can directly you can take the network drive share for that which VM you have the file is missing, you can copy there. So that way you can copy, or you can collect the deleted files or missing file. You can able to retrieve the files.
Okay.
Okay, once it's been successfully mounted, you can copy the file. You have to immediately you have to come and unmount the disk. Once you click this unmount, the volumes which are being mounted here, so all the drives it will go off. The G drive and F drive, it will remove from the
Okay.
so that way, if you keep that, it will be minimum. I think 12 hours it will be available that mount drives. I think 12 hours it will be available as a mount drives. So after 12 hours, it by default automatically it will detach from that VM. So if 12 hours is there, so this many disk it's being cast actually. So we recommend you to once you copy that, you can detach it immediately. So you can see right this way you can copy all the files from that specific folders whatever you want. Okay, you can do that all. That way you can collect the data and you can replace the missing file. Okay, and we have to, if you want to restore this method, we need a get approval, because of it will be a cost, because of you are mounting additional drives to the VM. So the VM cost is going to be increasing, means where you are mounting this drives, right, that VM cost is going to be increasing. If you are mounting your laptop or something, that's fine, but you should be accessing of the servers of your laptop directly RDP, right, or share to copy. So that's why we won't recommend to copy in laptops or something, because of the customer data is important and secure concerns. So if you try to, you can try with any other VM or gem server or whatever you have servers, you can test servers, you can try there. You get the approval before you do that, and post approval you can perform this kind of file restore, file recover. Okay, do you have any questions?
Yeah, that could go.
Okay, once you done that, you can click on this unmount, or you can click here also Q button. It will disappear and will exist it. Okay, and now if you go once, see is unmount is in processing now, and it will get remove the what are the disk is been attached as a volumes. So those it's been unmount successful. If you go for here, let me go here. It will take a little bit time to refresh that to be show as a here to be removed. Okay. we'll let it refresh it. Okay. So that way we can using the recover the file recovery using file recovery you can able to restore the deleted files or missing files. Okay, that is called a file recovery. Okay, and do you have any questions for the backups? Now for today, now how to configure the backup? What are the methods to restore? How we can restore? We have completed complete backup concept. We have completed.
Okay. So this is the scope. In real time, we are going to do coming to backup.
Yes, configure and restoring everything.
Mm. Mm.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
So give some labs today, bro. Yesterday, we whatever you told, we tried. That's good. Today also you told something.
Yeah. Today, once you have tested the create a VM, okay, again you create a VM and attach and detach the data disk and increase the C drive space, like increasing the existing disk, either data disk or OS disk. Okay, from these two labs, and create a storage account also using LRS configuration, and the redundancy should be LRS, and the performance should be standard. Okay, and create with this. Then you create a file share and mount that file share to your local machine. Okay, you do these labs
for today.
Yeah.
Okay, bro, do that.
Okay, if you don't have any questions, can we do you want tomorrow class, or you want me to connect Monday? You have to tell me before. Okay.
It's depending upon your availability, bro. If we have any plans, we don't disturb you.
I am available morning. This time I will be available.
Okay.
Tomorrow I am not available, bro. Tomorrow I am going to Tirumala.
Okay.
I am not available tomorrow.
Okay, then fine. Okay, then you do this lab student tomorrow. Okay, you come up.
Okay.
Okay.
So we'll connect Monday morning.
If you have any doubt in between, you can call me. Okay.
Sure, bro. Thank you.
Or ping me. Okay. Thank you all.
Sure, thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, bro. Bye.